Hey everybody, Pastor Dave here, just checking in to say hey, greet you parents and families, and just share a little bit about what's on my heart. Just know that you're not in this alone. We're in this together. You're loved. So over the past couple weeks, we've been listening to Pastor Mark's sermons, right? And it got me thinking. And one of the things that I've been thinking about from this are what messages are we teaching our kids with our lives, right? So if you remember, Mark has been sharing about Joseph. And you know, he's the guy with the coat of many colors, right? Well, I've been thinking about the mess that he ended up in and what role did his father play in all that, right? So Genesis 37 says that Jacob, Joseph's father, Jacob preferred Joseph over all the other kids, right? He was the clear favorite. Well, I mean, I've been thinking about what lessons were learned because of that overt favoritism, right? What messages were being conveyed by Jacob loving Joseph the most? And kind of what impact did that have on the family? Well, I mean, at the very least, it helped create such an overwhelming animosity that Joseph's brothers wanted to kill him, right? They just wanted him gone. And then I think of like another story like King Saul and his relationship with his son Jonathan. I mean, King Saul got so mad at him that he, threw a spear at him and tried to kill him. And that definitely sent a message, right? Message received, Dad. The spear is coming right by my head. Well, my question for us, kind of for this month, is what messages are you sending to your kids? What are you teaching your kids by the things you say and by the things you do? And it's not an easy question to wrestle with, is it? A couple of months ago, I was home with Emma, and she was upstairs playing, and she was being very quiet. So that's either really good or really bad. Most of the time, let's be honest, it's really bad. So I decided I'm going to go check on her. So I walked upstairs and I turned the corner to her room, and I kind of looked down and I see little bits of fabric leading up to her doorway. So already I'm thinking, I don't know what's happening here. So I open the door to find her very peacefully, very quietly, humming to herself, sitting on her bed, cutting up some of her clothes, right? Well, I mean, I put my hands on my hips and I said, Emma, what are you doing? In this deep, foreboding voice. And she just kind of looked a little bit scared and said, I was just making new clothes for my stuffed animals. And I said, Emma, you are not supposed to cut up your clothes. You know better than that. Well, her little chin started trembling, and then the tears came, and she was so sad. Oh, it was heartbroken. I told her, you know you're not supposed to do those things without asking, and that now you're in timeout. So I left her on the bed. She's crying, and I shut the door and I went across the hall to my bedroom and just waited there for a few minutes. The longer I waited there, I just felt like a heel. Like, what a jerk I am. I could have handled that so differently, right? Here she was in the middle of creating and imagining and enjoying her day with her animals, and I came in and I saw the worst in her instead of the best. And the message I relayed to her then was, you've disappointed me. You let me down. All because she was cutting up an old t-shirt. So, I mean, after realizing my overreaction, I managed to return to the scene of the crime and ask for forgiveness. And I told her that even though she should have asked first, the clothes that she was making, I mean, that was so cool. So really, we ended up kind of sitting on the bed together, and I got some scissors and we made some more clothes for her animals. But this is like one super small of many, believe me, examples of messages that we send, right? We send a million of them to our kids every day, whether we realize it or not. And that was a big kind of negative message that I sent. And as parents, we really have a unique opportunity to share our lives in just kind of unique, awesome ways with our kids, right? The lessons we teach with our words and actions have a lasting impact. And I want to stress, we are not perfect. There's going to be so many times we mess up. We just need to apologize. And what a great opportunity to teach our kids about humility, vulnerability, fallibility, honesty, forgiveness. I mean, I like to say that it's no matter how good we think we're parenting, we're going to mess our kids up. And that's what therapists are for, right? But to be real, we have a chance to not only minimize the bad that we do, but really to maximize the goodness that we share with our kids. We just need to be intentional with the lessons that we're teaching them, right? So we can be less like Jacob in his relationship with Joseph and less like Saul in his relationship with Jonathan. And we can be more like Jesus, right? And that's really what we're called to do as Christ followers, is to get rid of some of that bad stuff and really put in some of the Jesus stuff. So my challenge for you this month and for me myself this month is to pay attention to how we love our kids. What messages are we sending with our words and with our actions? Our kids are always watching. They're always soaking in what we do. And when we make mistakes, we ask for forgiveness. But really, what we want is to remember that we are teaching our kids with our own lives. So stay strong. Know that you are not alone. We're in this together, and you are loved. So have a great day.